This episode of Weed and Grub is brought to you by Quinn.
Quinn is an alt cannabinoid brand that offers real THC products, everything from edibles to vapes, and they ship to all 50 states.
How do they do that? Well, they can do it because their THC products are all extracted from hemp.
All their products are third-party tested, and they use pure, clean ingredients to give you a quality buzz.
Check out their Super Blends disposable vapes, think live resin, but these vapes have a variety of major and minor cannabinoids, including THCO, Delta-8, CBG, and CBN.
Check out Quinn online and use our promo code WEEDandGrub at checkout to get 25% off your next order.
Visit myquinnqwin.com, that's myqwin.com, and use code WEEDandGrub at checkout to get 25% off Quinn's edibles, vapes, concentrates, and more.
Get it?
Hello, and welcome to Weed and Grub.
Let's go.
Okay, this all started way back when.
Do you want to know when? Or do you want to lay out a little bit of what happened first, and then I will tell you when this happened?
Okay, what happened first is that Buddha on Top Chef made a dish called Marry Me Pasta, which basically, we won't give any spoilers. If you're watching Top Chef, that episode is already aired. You can go check it out. It was like a really moving dish, though, that he made that was like inspired by his beautiful wife.
And it was delicious looking pasta.
Yes.
No wonder they got married.
Yeah. And it was the pasta that I think she cooked him. He fell in love with her because of that pasta, because he was like, I could spend the rest of my life with this person, which is a great reason to fall in love with someone, is because they cook you a delicious meal. That's the best reason that I've ever heard.
Absolutely.
And then I was flipping through Bon Appetit in your apartment, and I saw this pasta, and I was like, I've been craving pasta ever since I watched that episode. And this pasta looks great.
Squash.
Summer squash with anchovy.
A whole pack of anchovies.
Uh-huh.
A pound and a half of shallot.
Yeah.
And 6, but we added 8 cloves of garlic.
So much garlic. Turmeric, red pepper flakes, lemon,
bucatini,
basil,
hazelnuts,
chopped hazelnuts, the whole delicious. But then when we made it, well, anyway, we realized as we were buying the ingredients that it was sort of like the opposite of Marry Me Pasta. It was going to be Friendzone Pasta.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much garlic. It's so much onion or shallot.
A pound and a half.
And hot pepper.
Yeah.
So this is definite Friendzone Pasta.
So I brought our leftovers of that pasta to eat on pod, just to like reminisce about as we tell this story.
Okay, because two things when we talk about Friendzone Pasta.
Yep.
One is, as I was trying to cut the shallots, because it was a pound and a half of shallots, I started crying, and I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, it's too many shallots for me to cut. And then you were like, and then I put on your aviator sunglasses to try and cut shallots at night in sunglasses in your place. And you were like, give it to me. I don't cry from onions and shallot.
That's right.
You don't do?
I don't. I mean, I'm not affected the way you are. You were like, truly, I looked over and you had tears streaming down your face, chopping shallots in my fucking aviators. You looked insane. And I was like, he's definitely going to take off a finger also.
Absolutely.
Those shades are not great.
No, I may as well have been listening to Old Yeller or something.
Like, it was crazy. Yeah. I was like, let me take over. And then you were like, what? Yeah, you don't have, and I was like, no, I don't have a issue with it. And you know why?
Why?
It's because I cry so much in real life. I cry all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That when it comes to like shallots, onions, whatever, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I have so many tears all the time. They don't even touch me.
So we made Friendzone Pasta.
Friendzone Pasta.
Which is, the idea is like, let's say
Friendzone.
Deep Friendzone.
So many anchovies in here.
It's so good and it's so umami. But the idea is like, this is when that dude comes over who obviously has a crush on you, and you're like, yeah, I'll make you dinner. And then you make something with so much garlic, so much anchovy, so much shallot, so much umami that he's gonna get the picture.
It's got turmeric in it, which basically, I think I just dropped some on my shirt and it stained me. It's like not a good idea for dating.
No,
or trying to make out.
So good when cold.
Or hook up. It's fucking delicious, but it's messy.
Mm-hmm.
It's spicy.
You cannot hook up with this pasta.
You cannot. You cannot eat this pasta and then kiss anyone. Maybe Archie. Maybe I could kiss Archie afterwards. So that's the beginning of the story.
Right. So before we get into the fucking insanity that happened, what up, Mary Jane?
How's it going, Mike?
It is about to get real gross.
It's about to get super fucking disgusting.
But welcome to Weed and Grub, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
This is a podcast about comedy,
Cannabis,
cooking,
culture,
calling shit out,
and another kind of culture that you didn't want to know was growing in your house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
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 Deep mold.
Okay. So the last time we used your Dutch oven.
Yep. Our Dutch oven, we bought that shit together with it was like a joint Christmas gift to each other.
That's right.
Instead of getting each other things, we were like, we'll buy this together because we're going to cook together.
That's right. Because
Yeah.
we were like, and everyone needs a heavy Le Creuset.
Yeah.
You know, a heavy bottom pan that holds the heat.
It lives at my house, but we do have shared custody. It belongs to both of us.
There is a contract.
Yep.
We wrote it out. It's notarized.
50-50. Yep. It can come over to your house on holidays if you want it.
Well, I might need to fall into my custody because you
Yeah.
are not treating it well at all.
I am a bad Le Creuset owner.
The last time we used it, we made that mushroom ragu because we were going to do a bolognese. And then I think we were both like, no, let's do like meatless Sunday supper.
It was a vegan bolognese.
Yeah.
It was, the quote unquote vegan and it didn't work as a vegan bolognese. It was a delicious mushroomy, nutty pasta.
Yeah.
Great.
So this is another 2-pot dish. The second pot is to boil the pasta, but everything else just lives in one pot and then you blend it up and you mix it all together. So I wanted to put all of the veg, all of the shallot, all of the squash into the Le Creuset because then you don't need to dirty any bowls. And I opened it and in it was a brick of mold with a spoon that was covering the length of it, also furry, green, white, and moldy. And the stench that hit our noses is, I don't know that I can describe it if I'm going to be honest. I have never smelled anything that revolting in my life.
It would be hard to be accurate about how absolutely fucking disgusting it was. It did immediately make me think that I've joked that I have a ghost in my house because my dog acts weird. Now I know it wasn't a ghost. It was the mold in my Le Creuset that was freaking everyone out.
Yeah, because they can like smell danger.
He's like, that shit is not safe. It is going to soon grow and come into your room and smother you in your sleep.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's not a ghost. That's just toxic mold.
So do you want to know the last time we cooked together and the last time we opened that Le Creuset? Because I have a video of us making that mushroom ragu.
God, it's time stamped on your phone.
Do you want to know?
Me. Oh my God, how many months? How many months?
How many months was old mushroom ragu sitting in your hot house?
Yep. I will say that the Dutch oven was very firmly lidded. So until we pulled that lid off, we could not smell it. It wasn't like you would walk past it and get a
but
pong.
your animal's absolutely good.
Well, Archie, yeah, he's a super smeller. He's a dog.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Bobo has also been having some issues. But you and I, with our schnozzes, we didn't smell that.
True.
Okay.
February 27th.
Oh my God.
February 27th.
That's 4 months. I mean, that's how long some animals gestate. Like, that is a full gestation period for some species of animals.
Yeah, like a snake.
And some fucking molds.
And some molds, yeah.
Holy smokes. Oh my God, that is so gross. Because you know what the worst part of that is? You know how you truly dread becoming your parents?
Mm-hmm.
I have huge fears about it. And we used to make fun of my mom because there was this story of, have I told you the petrified goose story?
No.
So in my family at Christmas, we eat goose. It's my dad's English tradition. And so it's just once a year and it's only for Christmas. And that's when the goose gets put on the special Christmas platter. And one year my mother was pulling the hot goose out of the oven and she was like, where's the platter? And we all went looking for it. And we couldn't find it anywhere. And we looked high and low. And then finally my sister was like, wait a second. And she pulled the door open to the cold pantry, which we stored a lot of stuff in. And it was kind of like the liquor closet and a bunch of stuff. And we just didn't ever go in there. And the goose from the last year was on the platter.
No.
Mummified in the cold pantry. And it was perfect. It was petrified. So it didn't actually smell. It was like truly like a petrified goose situation. And we pulled it out and we dumped it. I mean, I think we took a bunch of pictures and laughed about it a lot. And then we dumped it in the garbage, cleaned off the platter, put the hot goose on it, served our Christmas dinner. And it just became part of our Christmas lore. It was like, remember the year of the petrified goose. And I would relentlessly make fun of my mother for that and be like, how could you? Who could forget? And now how the worm has turned. And here I am with a Dutch oven full of the grossest funk from something I made
like mushrooms
4
are
months
already
ago.
fungi. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's just crazy. I'm mortified. I mean,
I
truly.
stepped back like a man who found a body at the beginning of Law and Order.
Oh, yeah.
Like I leapt back like, whoa,
Yeah,
what
like,
is this?
The next adaptation of a Danish murder series that they're making that's set in LA, they should definitely cast you as the guy who finds the body, because you
you.
were horrified. The emotions on your face, you made a retching sound.
Mhm.
I was like, oh no, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then you just turned to me with wide eyes and you were like, you had no words.
No, I was taken aback because like,
Yeah.
it-
I am
you know,
also taken aback.
Yeah. And I think like the thing that was so cool about it though was that we still use the Le Creuset.
Yeah.
We still cook
We
this
washed it out.
delicious bucatini.
We made the Friendzone Pasta.
You hit it with the bleach.
Oh, yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
it was like we were hiding a body. Like it was
Absolutely. It was the
100%.
shallow grave of pasta making. For fucking sure.
It really was, because it was like, yeah, you're taken aback. What have I done? And then the next thing
Oh
you're
my
like, get out the
God.
bleach. We gotta hide this. It
Yeah.
was crazy.
It was absolutely wild. I don't even know what to say about it. It was so many things. It was so many things that I didn't ever want to have happen in my home. I feel truly okay about it now, though, because the Dutch oven mold culture creature that was created through this situation, I did invent a silver polish with that. So all you need to do if you want to polish your silver is you put your silver spoon in this kind of a situation, in that environment.
4-month-old ragu.
4 months later, that silver spoon, man, when I really scrubbed it off, I was like, oh, this is like some like chemical reaction that polishes silver. Interesting.
Cool.
My one really nice silver spoon that I inherited from my grandmother looks awesome.
I love it. So we're going to be on Gold Belly. And if you would
Yep.
like old mushroom ragu that polishes your silver, we will ship it internationally to you.
Yep.
It will take about 4 months
Yeah.
from order to ship.
If you were looking for a science experiment to have in your very own home, I mean, I always think of that guy who infected himself with ringworm to cure himself of his allergies. I've talked to you about that dude.
Yeah. Oh, that
Fascinating
makes my
episode
skin crawl too.
of This American Life. There was a guy who was suffering from horrible allergies, and he heard that if he infected himself with ringworm, it could potentially control his histamine levels. And he went to the Congo, stomped around in a latrine, gave himself ringworm, and actually did like kind of moderate his allergies. And then he was selling his own ringworm, which he was harvesting from his poop. So we could use this culture as the mother culture. I could probably dig some out of my carburetor.
Let's do it.
And we could harvest some of that mushroom ragu, just like a mushroom culture,
Absolutely.
and send it to people in little tiny Tupperwares for your silver polish.
Bon appetit. Are you listening?
New business venture. Sharks?
We are turning something disgusting, revolting, and hideous into gold.
Gold. I
Yeah.
tell ya, gold.
Or
Wow.
mold.
Well, nice. I'm going to put this away because
Here, I'll put it over next to me.
Okay, thank
Because I
you.
am going to eat some candy that Snack Plug sent us. Actually, we should talk about your Canadian candy on a more delicious tip.
Yes, let's turn from the disgusting to the delicious.
First, I would like to say thank you to Snack Plug. I didn't know that Skittles made Chewies, so there's no candy shell. It's just raw dog in the inside of the
Whoa.
Skittle. How fun is that?
Can I try?
Snack Plug's the stuff. Check out @Snack Plug on Instagram.
Is that what
Not
you
really
got?
an ad. They just hit us up and they're like, "Could we send you some snacks?" And we're like, "Please do." So we have a bunch of delicious snacks to try for the next handful of eps.
All of these, yeah, we'll definitely have to spread this out because they sent you so much. This huge bag of like Haribo, like this ribbon of licorice. There's
Oh my god! Look at
fucking
these
saltwater
naked ass
taffy.
Skittles.
Oh my god, a naked Skittle. I'm nervous to see what this is.
Oh, I
like.
love it.
You do?
I love it. Ooh, I would
Oh.
eat these by the fucking mountain.
Whoa, they're kind of like jelly
full.
bellies. Mm. Oh,
That's awesome.
that's interesting.
And they're
Huh.
black. Oh, this is interesting too. I wonder where these are from.
Hmm.
It's orange, lime, lemon, strawberry, and black currant.
Mm.
Where are these from?
That
Who
sounds very
makes
English.
nude Skittles?
The nudist Skittles. They're probably from the Netherlands or somewhere.
I bet you.
Progressive like that.
Yeah, I bet you.
I really like
A
naked
place.
things.
Yeah, a place that like you look good naked. You want
Mhm.
all your food naked.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's naked.
Yeah, let's all be naked together.
Yeah,
we
hot
get our
people.
candy
This is
naked.
hot people candy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for
Awesome.
sure. Speaking of hot people candy,
Okay,
you changed my fucking world with that Canadian chocolate.
nice.
I don't think U.S. chocolate is good at all. After being able to taste something from Canada, it
Mhm.
tastes like chocolate. You taste flavors. All this like American stuff I didn't know, but it just tastes like fucking sugar. It's
Yeah.
crazy how delicious everything you brought home is.
Nice. I would agree with that. There were definitely some Canadian chocolates that I had when I was home that I was like, "Ooh, these are too crazy." Like there were a couple. I love the Aero bars. My favorite of all time is the Aero Mint.
Where's
which
that? Right
is-
there.
Yeah, we have the little
Here,
Aero Mint bites here.
for everyone on YouTube.
Yeah. So we've got the Aero Minis, which is like these like bubbly. If you've never had an Aero, it's just basically like aerated chocolate that's then enrobed in solid chocolate. So it's like a fun bite. And the Aero Mint Minis, the inside is mint and the outside is chocolate, and they're super fucking delicious. But now they've come out with this whole line of like truffle flavors where they have like Nanaimo bar and like
What's a Nanaimo?
tiramisu. Oh, a Nanaimo bar is a famous Canadian dessert that's like incredibly sweet. It's made with like condensed milk and like poured kind of fudgy ganache, and it's very sweet and very intense,
Yum.
chocolatey, custardy kind of bite. But anyway, they have some flavors that are too sweet, but you can't go wrong with an Aero. You can't go wrong with a coffee crisp.
That's your favorite candy.
The coffee crisp is my favorite. Yeah. I feel like we've been talking about the Canadian chocolate on here for a while. We don't need to get too deep into it.
Wait, did we already talk about it?
Yeah, we
When?
talked about the coffee crisp
We did?
a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Was I on that app?
It was the loose moose. It was the
Oh
tight elk.
my
Remember we talked about
God.
turtles, and then you had someone write into you about turtles.
Well, we'll get into that
Okay.
later.
Yeah.
That's a situation.
Uh-huh.
I will talk about that in a bit. I also should say thank you to everyone who came to my defense after that loose moose tight elk and said that they play popcorn triangulation.
Oh man.
I appreciate every single DM saying that you scoop it. You love how intricate the puzzle pieces
Mhm.
fit when you're taking a kernel or taking kernels out of the bag and putting them in your mouth. So shout out to everyone who is not a shoveler, but is a triangulator when it comes to your movie popcorn experience.
Yeah,
Thank you, Corey.
Jordan, I know, got him.
Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Name some more names. Who got?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just going to like live high on my horse. I'm riding this horse all the way to the dusk.
I did dunk on you really hard for what I thought was an insane idea that clearly is very popular and that I had no concept of. Is the popcorn triangulation.
I'm going to send you pictures of my hand every time I'm in a movie theater.
I don't need to see that.
It's going to be
I'm good.
portrait mode. I'm going to ask someone else to take it.
Oh my
I'm
god.
going to bring a light kit.
Nope. I don't need it. I'm gonna start sending you pictures of my feet.
Ah, no,
You're
I
gonna be
don't
like,
want that
please
shit."
no, God.
Holding kernels.
Yeah, oh
Holding
yeah.
popcorn.
Just kernels between my toes, just
Oh.
to get you back.
Fucking gross.
Fucking gross.
Which, I do also want to talk about movie etiquette because of that loose moose.
Yes.
So I know that last time I was talking about how great it's been to go to movie theaters that are now on stoner time
Yeah.
because previews, like the movie starts at 10
Mhm.
and then the movie doesn't actually start till like 10:15.
Right.
Well, I saw fucking Jurassic World 2 days ago. The movie was at 10. It didn't start till 10:30. There was fucking commercials for Hardee's and shit like that. Go fuck yourself, movies. Yo, that is not okay. That is a 2.5-hour movie, and you know I'm trapped, and you're like kidnapping me with advertisements for a whole half hour before you even get to the goddamn previews. Fuck off. I'm not okay with that. And you should not bring your goddamn kid to the movie theater after 7 p.m. I think 7 is reasonable.
Little kid.
Little kid. Yeah, any child. I don't know ages for kids. I don't know how they work, but like 7, something like is 7.
Littles.
Like what's a well-behaved age? 7?
No age.
No
but,
age.
You know, generally like when you get to like 10, 11, 12, I feel like they can sit still for a couple hours.
Okay, so like a
Yeah.
PG, someone who might understand a PG-13
Sure.
movie.
Right.
Well, don't bring your fucking sleeping baby and think they're gonna sleep through Tyrannosaurus roars.
Oh.
Fucking hell, man. It was
Yeah.
a packed movie theater at the Grove, and like even kids who I like, let's say they're 9, they would be looking back at this couple and being like, can you stop? Like, you need to leave. You can't stay here.
Because the baby was crying?
Because the baby was talking. It was just
Oh,
like, "Bah, bah,
that's
bah,
not a-
bah, bah, bah,
Oh, okay.
bah,
Babbling.
bah, 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 bah," like that. You can't stay. You're not allowed to stay. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. you can't do it. And so I'm just like looking for Biden or anyone progressive when they run to maybe run on the platform of like banning children from movies after 7 p.m.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm not against it. I don't know if that's a federal issue, but maybe
You think that's
at
a state situation?
maybe at a state
you think
or
that's
local
an
level,
AMC situation?
we could get in touch with mayors, maybe, or
Okay.
county officials. I don't necessarily feel like the U.S. federal
Malls.
government has to be involved in that. I feel like
Okay.
they're up there with like regulating.
It goes guns.
Taxes.
Let me tell you my priorities.
Okay.
Guns.
Yep. Gun control. Okay.
Movie theater children.
Okay. Before reproductive rights or after? I feel like reproductive rights should come next because then that would affect children in movie theaters.
Boom. Okay.
Okay, we
I'm
got
with it.
Okay. So gun control, reproductive rights, and then we got to legislate around kids in movie theaters. Okay.
Top 3, baby.
I'm on it. I'm all
No,
about
baby.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be federal.
Cool.
Okay.
Great.
We should get to our news, and also we need to talk about Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a pretty big freaking fan of Quinn.
Me too.
I not only do I like who they are and what they do, but I also love their packaging and I like how high I get.
Yep. They've
right-
got these disposable vapes going
Check
right
these
now.
out. Well, like here, I'll do it like this. They
Yeah.
hooked us up with so many flavors, from Thug Passion to lemonade to lychee to mimosa to Moonies to orange squeeze to puff berries to blue dream. This is super sour diesel.
And they're in a bunch of different cannabinoids. Like they've got THCO, Delta 8, Delta 9, CBN, CBG, all different kinds. So you can go on their website at myquinn.com and use our code
Weed and Grub.
for 25% off. And you can also check out their line of edibles. And yeah, they've got all sorts of stuff. They've got these orange pistachio 50 milligram cookies.
Ooh, how's that?
Fucking orangey and delicious.
50 milligram cookie?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let me see the package. I'll hold
They've
it up.
also got dark chocolate cappuccino, toffee Oreo, a bunch of different flavors in their edibles. Anyway, go check out myquinn.com and they can ship to all 50 states, which is awesome. We've had a few listeners write in and just let us know that they ordered, and we're so stoked about it. So thank you all for supporting like the folks that support us too.
100%.
Yeah.
Weed and Grub, 25% off.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do some news?
I do want to do some news. Oh, I like the way that you said that.
Mhm.
News with the liquid U. Love that in news. Tuning into the news. This Grub Gazette is presented by. It was written at scipost.org,
Okay.
which is a psychopharmacology website, I guess. Anyway, the headline is that a longitudinal twin study finds little evidence that mild cannabis use impairs physical health. And they did this by studying 308 sets of twins. They published this study in the journal Drug and Alcohol Dependence, and it explored the association between cannabis use and physical health. And it just was looking into like the physical health effects of alcohol and tobacco use and all that kind of stuff has been really well studied, but not much at all is known about the effects of cannabis use. So to get a better understanding of the physical health aspects, the study author and her team examined data from a co-twin control study. So where one twin would use cannabis and the other wouldn't.
Very
and they
cool.
basically discovered that there was no detrimental effect of cannabis on physical health.
That's so fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
And using the twins, I have to assume it has to do with some kind of DNA genetic makeup where you can like really dial in a control and test group, because twins are pretty much built the same, right?
They're exactly the same.
Yeah.
They're monozygotic, which means that they share 100% of their genetic makeup, which means that they're, mapped exactly the same. So if one ingests something and the other ingests something, it would have the same, effect.
Yeah.
And so they controlled for shared genetic and environmental factors when examining the outcomes. And it's super interesting. It's just published recently, and just like more data to prove that cannabis is not bad for you. There are obviously reasons to be careful around it and reasons to like figure out what works for you, but just as a substance, that it is a plant and that it's not going to affect your health like something would detrimentally, like alcohol or tobacco.
Yeah. And also twins rule. Fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
Damn. So I'm hearing you say that all scientific experiments should be done with twins. Is that what I'm hearing?
Sure.
Wow.
Great.
Priority number 4.
Yes.
More twins.
More twin studies so we can figure out what's going on.
Do you want to get to Buds of the Week?
I do.
Do you want to go first or second?
You go first.
Yes, I'm glad because this is coming in real hot. My bud of the week this week is Mike Mielke, Mielke, Milke.
Okay.
And it is at Mikey_likes_it_13. Mikey likes it 13. Who wrote, if you two ever come up to Ontario, Canada, hit me up. We are your Canadian cannabis counterpart. Great mics think alike. I'll have loads of turtles, coffee crisp, and popcorn math games for all of you. P.S. Awesome pod. Totally agree with 99.9% of everything you two say. Nothing can ever be 100%. Keep on token with a heart emoji and a Canadian flag emoji. So I wrote back and I was like, hey, heck yeah, shout out to Turtles. And then he hit me with pictures of turtles and raw cones that he bought and the entire convenience store in a Canadian convenience store. Look at all those turtles. There's Kit Kats,
coffee crisps.
There's like 3 different types of turtles you can get. And so, yo, Mike, I'm almost out. So we got to come to Canada. You're my bud of the week so that we can be turtle friends and smoke up together. It would be a dream come true. Mary Jane brought these for me. It is now my top candy of all time, and I can't wait to eat more, but I'm almost out. So we got to make a Canada trip and kick it with Mikey.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
They are delicious.
That's my bud of the week. And
nice.
And he's a real bud.
Yeah. Real bud.
I'm eating a turtle while you do yours.
And I see you, real bud. My bud of the week is Danny Mo, 13, DNIMO13. Danny and I met at a wedding a few months back and just had a great time hanging out and dancing. And she just recently hit me up because she's got a new show called The Hot Box TV Show. And you can follow that at The Hot Box TV Show on IG as well. And it's basically interviewing your favorite stoner celebrities. And there's a hashtag Pot Girl Summer 2022 tour. And it just sounds like a lot of fun. And Danny was really cool. I know she loves wrestling and like just a bunch of like fun, entertainment stuff. And so she is super cool. And I just wanted to shout her out. And everything she's doing just seems like she's making cool stuff happen. She also has in her bio on IG, TijuanaFightNights.com. So
what is that? I wonder.
I don't know. Give her a follow. She's fucking fun as hell. Tijuana Fight Nights is professional boxing events hosted in downtown Tijuana and streamed live in English and Spanish.
So we got to go to Canada, kick it with Mike and eat some turtles. Come through here, record some eps.
Yep.
And then head on down to Tijuana for some fight nights.
Why not?
I'll bring the turtles.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
That sounds awesome.
Cool. Babs, you're more than welcome to come.
Yeah, our very special guest, our VIB this week, Babs Gray. Such a fun hang. Doing so many cool things.
Yeah. Serious things.
Yeah.
World-changing things.
Yep.
And then also being really funny and great at comedy while doing it.
And podcasting the hell out of everything.
Real hot pod.
Yep.
Lady to lady.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's really cool before we get to Babs is like met her right when I moved here like 6 years ago. And you just like lose touch with people. And then the pandemic happens. And then all of a sudden it's like, some of you may know who Babs Gray is because Britney Spears' conservatorship is ending thanks to the
Free Britney movement.
Free Britney movement by this person. And then I'm like, it's like seeing someone on TV that you know from a commercial and you're like, holy cow, you're doing some big shit. This is so exciting. I'm so happy for you.
That's awesome.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So this was just a really great chat and it's nice to catch up with somebody who's like crazy talented.
Crazy talented. And I fangirled all over her. So sorry about that, Babs, but it was great to meet you. And this was a cool hang.
Heck yeah. Well, without further ado, here is our interview with
Babs Gray. Mike, I know you dig a good buzz.
MJ. You really do know me.
Yeah, and I know that if you're on the road doing comedy and you're traveling to states where cannabis is still illegal, you might want to make sure that you're bringing along options that are safe for you to travel with.
100%. And I'm here to tell you that no matter where you are, you do have options with Quinn.
That's right. Quinn is an alt-cannabinoid brand that is selling real THC products, everything from edibles to vapes, and they ship to all 50 states.
How do they ship to all 50 states? Well, dig this. Their THC products are all extracted from hemp, so it's an amazing way to go.
All Quinn products are third-party tested, and they use only the cleanest ingredients to give you a quality high.
Try their Super Blends disposable vapes. It's like live resin, but these vapes have a variety of major and minor cannabinoids like THCO, Delta-8, CBG, and CBN.
And they're legal in all 50 states because they're derived from hemp. And you can use our coupon code to get 25% off your next order. Just type in Weed and Grub at checkout.
Go to MyQuinn, that's MyQWIN.com, and use promo code Weed and Grub to get 25% off.
MyQWIN.com.
Babs, what's up?
Nothing. I'm just here enjoying hanging out.
I've been very excited about talking to you for a long time because I've seen you perform many times. I've listened to your great podcast, and just I'm a big fan of your work. And so when Mike was like, "Yeah, we can get Babs as a guest," I was like, "Okay,
Oh, hell yeah! Right. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm excited to do it, and I'm here. I don't know.
I just totally fangirled too hard out the gate. Sorry.
No, but it was true because I was like, this was when we were trying 5 years ago to do this.
Yep.
Before China released that virus.
Mm.
And
yeah.
And you had dropped your album, and it was like, oh, please come on the pod to talk about your album, and then the whole world exploded. And so, like,
sorry, I guess it was that. Yeah, my album's fault. It was.
And I want to get to as well. You were swimming in the zeitgeist at the time because of the Free Britney movement, which you were, spearheading to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
So
Spears heading.
Hey.
I had a podcast that like kicked off the Free Britney movement, and it was, I'm still recovering. It was like the wildest part of my life, but yeah, so I think like I can't remember if you asked around that, but I was also like, people were like asking so much of us sometimes. I was like, I can't talk anymore. We'd have to like wake up in the middle of the night and do random Zooms to like be on morning talk shows across the world.
Like BBC shit?
Yeah.
Really?
Because they wanted our commentary on stuff all the time. And so we were always just like doing weird interviews. And
well, we're already starting there. So can we give context to what we're talking about really quickly?
Yeah. It's I kind of jumped in there. So I have a podcast called Britney's Gram that me and my co-host Tess Barker, who I also have another podcast with, Lady to Lady, our comedy podcast. We basically started this podcast called Britney's Gram as like a joke to look at her Instagram posts in a fun way because we were fans and we just thought they were funny. And that was like, we started that in 2018, and then we started like looking more intensely at her conservatorship, and it basically snowballed after we got like a whistleblower voicemail about what was going on with Britney, and it snowballed into the Free Britney movement thing. And
because you were the first people to really call attention to how heinous this conservatorship was.
Yeah, we were the only people really paying close attention, because Tess has investigative reporting like background, and she's just very curious and like wants to dig around and stuff. So she started digging around the actual like court files, of which there were a lot available, but you had to do a lot of work to like look in them. And she started going to hearings, and like nobody was there, it was just her. And so that's like where we were just paying attention at the right time, I think, because then shit started happening with Britney where she like disappeared and canceled her new show and all that shit. So,
and she was my understanding is that she was sort of effectively muzzled by the conservatorships, so she wasn't able to really speak out on her own behalf.
Mm-hmm.
So you were the ones who did that for her.
Yeah.
With, like
basically
digging into, and it's sort of exposing like the abuse really of that arrangement with her family.
Yeah, she wasn't, she tried to, go to the judge before and talk about how she didn't want to be, her friends knew, her brother even talked on podcast how she didn't want to be in the conservatorship. But yeah, she couldn't really speak. And so, we would joke about how her Instagram was coded messages, but then it like also seemed real. And we were like, oh my God, she is like sending messages.
That blinking one? Wasn't there one about her eyelids or something?
There were a few that I was like, all right, this is like going a little too far. I think at that point when people were like, wear yellow, and then she wore a yellow shirt, we were like, I don't know, but people are just going to call us crazy if we point that out. So we'll try to like bring more facts to the table. So we were trying to like really like be diligent and, be like, I know this seems like a fan thing, but it's not. This person needs us. So
thank God, honestly, because I think when things get to that level, even the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, like as soon as it got like into memes and takes and all that stuff, like I couldn't find facts anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so props for being like, no, like this is a real thing with a real person.
No, we wanted to be taken seriously because no one was, it was like a really long journey to get taken seriously. And then, so we released the episode called Free Britney in like early, oh my God, I can't get my years right, 2019, I think. And then that documentary Framing Britney Spears came out like a year after that. And that's when people actually were like, oh, this is like real and serious. So I feel like that really like kicked it to the next level,
All during the COVID lockdown.
Yeah, all during lockdown. It was a wild, when
people really needed something to pay a lot of attention to in a very intense way.
Yeah.
Wow.
People could really like get their claws into it. So they did. And, people, like really worked. And then when she spoke in court, it was like the final nail in the coffin and everything kind of fell apart from there. So it was just like this incredible feat,
When it was all said and done, did you feel like relief? Did you feel like, holy cat, I kind of helped change the world in a way, like, or were you just like, cool, I'm gonna go back and get on stage?
I mean, I think it was a combo of both. I was definitely ready to like try to be a comic again, and it was just like, I can't even describe how intense it was, but I'm so incredibly glad that we went through with it, and
You
that
are?
like she
Okay,
got
cool.
Of course. I mean, she's free, and like that is not in any way just our doing. A million people helped, and her, of course, like it was up to her actually coming forward finally, and really putting her foot down and like being brave enough to do that in the face of her dad, who I think is a total piece of shit. But I'm so happy. Like, it was incredible the day she got free. Like, it was just like such a release. We had this big dance party in West Hollywood, and it was like the best.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it was great. And we said we had these balloons that said "Freed Britney," and she tweeted "Freed Britney" or Instagrammed it that day. Like, after we even were, we didn't even know that she was gonna do that. So it was awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was pretty cool.
Also, her Instagram still rocks.
It's amazing. I mean, that's like, I do miss doing the show sometimes, because like it was incredible this week because she had all these amazing wedding photos, just like her with Madonna and Drew Barrymore and all this stuff, and her like carriage. And then yesterday it was just this like 3 pictures in a row of the same picture of her with her hands over her face, and the caption was like, "I've never taken a photo like this with my hands on my face." And I was just like, I love that this is the follow-up to the fucking wedding photos. It was killing me.
Just so charming.
Yeah.
So detached from reality and so damn charming.
She's just, she's so herself, I think. And like, she obviously is trying to process stuff through Instagram now. That's kind of the only place where like hearing anything. And it's interesting. She was kind of going these rants about like how pissed she is at everybody. And I think she's just really processing like years and years of trauma and trying to like, figure out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
The new
when
path.
she came for her sister
Mhm.
at that time. That's the first time. Man, it's cool to talk to you because you were at the center of something that is so like global amongst one of the biggest stars of all time. And it's like being able to talk to you and be like, oh, if I go see this person in concert, they're just killing it, and I'm so excited to be there. But they're a fucking person, and it is like hard to remember that they're a person. And then when Britney came for her sister and like put her on blast, because I think her sister was like, "You're
Her
right?"
sister, like basically wrote a book to like kind of capitalize on the moment, and it is the worst book I've ever read.
Wow.
I read it like because for a podcast, and I feel like I should because I'm in this shit, and it was bad.
Yeah.
She like multiple times was like, everybody told us that me and Britney were equally as talented.
Oh
Like,
my God.
It's like 3 or 4 times in the book she says that, and you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
who says something like that?
You say it to your therapist.
Yeah, no, she's kind of a tragic figure in the whole thing, but Britney I think was pretty pissed about the book. So
Yeah.
Huh.
And now you're back on stage?
yeah, just trying to perform again and do stand up and be silly.
Yeah, but also you poke, what's it called? Poke a bear?
Do I? I don't
Poke
know if
buttons?
I do.
The title of your album? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, my stand-up album's called If I Did It. Do you know that?
I mean, I know what I think it's regarding.
OJ?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah, it's the same name as OJ's book that he wrote about not murdering what he would do. I actually haven't read it, but I just like, I don't know where I came up with that name, but I was just like, this will be really funny if I name this because if he sues me, it'll be funny.
Mhm.
And just like, I mean, what's the worst he can do, right? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just was like, I'm just gonna call it this, and it's a fun like Easter egg thing. I always have like any project I make, I always like have a million things that are maybe just for me, you know what I mean? But even if like 2 people get it, I'm like, yeah. So
Have you always been subversive?
I guess so. That's the word for it? I'm just a nerd, and I like to,
Well, you like fucking with people too, right?
yeah.
Like
of
I was
course.
watching some of your stand up, and there was a joke you were telling. I was on one of your Comedy Central specials where you were talking about how you just like to lie.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, I just think that, like, right. I'm just like, if you're ever feeling bad about yourself, just, lie about who you are.
Just go to Starbucks and
Yeah,
scrubs.
wear scrubs to Starbucks. That's it. You're in. I'm a doctor. I save lives.
You walk through the door with your hands up.
They're all
Don't touch
bloody.
it.
Yeah.
I need
No,
it.
I mean,
crap.
I'm actually, like, probably honest to a fault, but no, I think it's fun to. I really like kind of being silly on stage, but also then like inserting it with a little like, ooh, gotcha. You know what I mean? Sometimes. So it's kind of a mix, but I also find myself evolving. Like my album is basically like my first decade of stand up, and I like look fondly upon those jokes, but I don't feel like they're as much me anymore, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm kind of just like figuring out the next phase, which is honestly just being really silly. I don't even know. I don't even have points to anything. It's just like weird, silly shit. But
Well,
it's
wait,
fun.
did we do that show together where I caught a French fry in my mouth? And then
Yes,
you had
that was
to perform?
amazing.
It was us together. Talk about silly fucking shows.
That was
a
so
silly
fun.
show.
Yeah, you asked someone in the audience to throw a fry and he caught it in his mouth. It was
I was in the
a
audience.
peak
And
moment.
80 of us all leapt out of our chairs and screamed like we were at a hockey game.
That was awesome.
But it was also at that moment where I was like, why am I writing everything?
No, I know. There's so much stuff, and I think there's very much like that kind of, there's a clown movement happening, which is ridiculous, but where it's in LA where, you know, you can go to some theaters and take these classes that are basically just about like leaning into like the silliest thing that the audience really loves, and doesn't necessarily mean it's usually not pre-planned. It's just like being in the moment and connecting. So I find that like a lot more, I don't know. Yeah, just thrilling, I guess, at some point.
Are there any like areas you're excited about right now? As for like your like right now, I'm trying to take all of my like one-liners and all of my things that are just like not about me and like internalize them to say them from a place of like experience and making my set more about me. And I want you to know about this so that I have that vulnerability you're talking about.
Right.
So I'm like weirdly getting away from silliness right now because I'm trying to like tap into like feelings that I've never felt. And so I'm really interested in like mining my own experiences for comedy for the first time because it's scary as shit.
Right,
it is a
yeah.
scary area to do stand up from. But like, are there any areas for you that you're like geeked about, like putting a turkey on your head and being like Mr. Bean, or you know?
I think Mr. Bean right now is mostly it. I mean, I'm always into like exploring, you know, what stage I'm at in life. Like, I feel like right now I've been kind of working on this joke about how I'm at the Dennis Quaid, Randy Quaid impasse where I need to like either get my shit together and have a nice life and be a nice man like Dennis Quaid, or I need to just like say fuck it and go totally crazy like Randy.
Full fucking crazy.
But like, yeah, so I feel like I'm always like wanting to evolve, but part of me is always pulling me back from that. And so I like, yeah, I think that's fun to explore.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
You know?
Oh, that's great.
What's that Robert Frost poem?
Yeah, exactly. Two paths diverged. Yeah.
Two Quaids.
Yeah, two
Yeah,
grades
you're-
diverging
I
yellow.
love that.
One has a Hawaiian shirt. One has a blazer.
Exactly.
Wowzers. Can we talk about your other podcast, Lady to Lady?
Yeah.
You've been doing it for so many episodes. How many episodes do you guys have now?
This is our 10th year, and so we're about to hit 500 episodes
That's
in
awesome.
fall.
Wow. And you joined the Exactly Right Network.
Yes, yeah. So Exactly Right, who My Favorite Murder, it's their network basically.
Did
Yeah.
that change the show at all when you moved over? Or
It didn't change the show. No, we just like, you know, got more listeners because they, you know, we knew that their fan base would probably like us. They just had to hear about us, you know. So yeah, we've had a lot of people come over and be like, "Oh, I found you from My Favorite Murder" and all that stuff. So
And the show is the three of you and Tess Barker and
and Brandy Posey.
like having a sleepover with a fun comedy guest.
Yeah,
basically,
yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, it's us, and it's usually us and a fourth lady, and we just kind of, you know, have fun, shoot the shit, and yeah, it's like brunch, sleepover, whatever. Like we go from like really dirty conversations to like idiotic. We're like, we were arguing an episode recently about if Danny DeVito would shop at Costco, like because Tess was like adamant that he would not shop there, and so, you know, just like stupid conversations.
It's such a good time.
Yeah, it's really fun. I'm really proud of it. And I just can't believe we've been doing it this long. It's like wild. And we every 100th episode we have French Stewart as our guest from
Amazing.
Third Rock from the Sun, who I used to be in love with.
Whoa, what?
In high school, I was freakishly obsessed with him, and it was like weird. And then later on, you know, we always make fun of that, and then Tess like knew someone who knew him, so we got to have him on the show, and he became like our buddy, and now he's like our mascot basically. But I found this like oh my god, I was at my parents' place like a few months ago, and I found like a box of like notes and stuff from, you know, when I was younger, and I found a letter that I had written to him that got sent back, like because I wrote it, sent it to some management company that wasn't legit, or I don't, whatever, and it is terrifying. I was like, this is the creepiest thing.
Did you share it with him?
I think I need to send it to him. I read it on the podcast, but I need to I think I'm gonna wait to the 500th and read it to him.
Hell yeah.
It is. I was like, this is so weird. And then
Is it like a psychotic teenage kind
yeah,
of
it's
like
just like I'm a huge
obsessed?
fan. I'm obsessed, and I'm like, at first I didn't think you were cute, and then I'm
God.
just like so weird and over the top. And I talk about how John Lithgow just came to Salt Lake to see a Jazz game, and I'm like, what am I doing? This is so embarrassing. Oh my god, awful.
You grew up in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
What was that like?
You know, it was interesting. I mean, I wasn't Mormon, so it was just like a weird, like, where'd you guys grow up?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
Newfoundland, Canada.
And did what was the vibe like in your high school? Did people like party a lot, or was it?
I was at all girls Catholic high school,
Oh,
so not
okay.
at all.
Okay.
Yeah, very straight laced.
I guess that's like you
Nuns.
kind of have
Yeah.
to. There wasn't
I
a
partied a
secret.
lot.
There wasn't a secret like crew partying.
There was, but I kind of wasn't invited because I was like one of the kind of like downtown games arcade fucking punk skater weirdos.
Oh,
And I
see,
wasn't invited
gotcha.
to the, like the cool girl
Right.
sleepover fucking, you know,
Yeah.
weird fun parties. I didn't
Right.
go to those. I wasn't invited.
But you were smoking cigarettes with the cool skaters.
Yeah, I was like dropping acid under the, you know, pier.
Yeah, that's way better.
It does sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
What about you? What was your
Prom king, straight A's.
really?
5.0. No.
Wow.
What kind of a school was it?
Well, yeah, or I just mean I guess I'm saying this because in Salt Lake, like everyone was such a goody two shoes because it was mostly Mormon kids. So like there wasn't any like atmosphere of like partying or like anything, which a lot of people who I talk to, it's like the total opposite, you know, of their high school experience. And mine was like very, very just like cheesy. And, you know, I was a theater nerd and
Oh,
Yeah.
two theater nerds.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We can smell each other.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it was interesting to grow up there, like, because it was just so, yeah, like, yeah, I was just a theater kid, and I feel like anywhere else I would have gotten bullied. Yeah, but I think I feel like I would have been bullied like anywhere else just because I was such a nerd or something. But because everybody there was just nerds, it didn't happen. So I think I got way more confidence than I would have maybe growing up somewhere else. You know?
Yeah, like kind nerds with no alcohol or
Yeah, just
weed in their lives, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Kind sober nerds.
Right, kind
Yeah.
sober nerds. And then I went to college and started partying, and I think I'm just grateful I did it like later and not when I was like 13 or something. You know what I mean?
Did you go to college outside of Utah?
No, I went to college there, like right by my home, because I was like, I don't know where the fuck to go. I studied film, and then I got out of there, and then I came out to LA.
Because of the film.
Yeah, I was just like, I want to work in production, and then I like had an inkling about comedy. You
Yeah.
know?
Also, it's like weirdly close. So it's always odd, the proximity of people who like move to LA who like are a state away, and it's such a no-brainer to like give it a go here.
Oh, totally. I think I like thought I was gonna move to New York, and I can't remember. I feel like it's like this is so much closer. I should just come out here. It's easier to like go home with my tail between my legs if I need to.
Is that 10 years ago now?
No, that's 15. I guess 14 years ago. Yeah.
So when you came, because you're an actor.
I mean, not really. I do a little bit, but not. You know.
Okay. But you would consider yourself primarily a comedian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw you on Corporate. That's why I asked.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, shit.
I mean, they, you know, it was cool when those guys got that show. They tried to like insert a ton of LA comics into it. So,
Mhm.
and I started with them, so they threw me a bone, which was cool. But I mean, I do some acting, but not like, you know,
And so did you go
Throw
like
myself into it.
when you landed here? Was that when you started comedy? Was it in Los Angeles?
Yeah, at the time UCB was like still cool, and it was like the big thing to do. So I just kind of like immediately started going, and I was just telling my boyfriend this story because I was like, I can't believe this happened. I started taking classes at UCB like literally a week into like living here, and then I got this email that was like, oh, this company's looking for a paid intern. And I applied for this job, and it was at Gary Sanchez, which is Will Ferrell and Adam McKay's company. So I got this like fucking paid internship immediately.
Whoa.
And was just working. And I was such a huge comedy nerd. So I was just like thrown into this thing all of a sudden where I was like seeing like people I was obsessed with all the time and not being cool about it. But yeah, so I did that. And then I started stand up like maybe 8 months into living in LA. And once I did that, I was like, oh, there it is. Because improv like wasn't quite the thing.
Was it just like slipping into a slipstream and then you just felt like you were off to the races?
Yeah,
like the way you
basically.
moved your body. I was like, oh,
yeah,
you found your place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was right. It was like it finally felt right. Yeah, so
That's awesome.
never looked back.
Is Will Ferrell cool?
You know what's funny? I only met him like once because he was never in the office. He was so busy.
Oh,
So I was working there when he was making that weird what was it? The remake of that like 70s TV show, The Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost.
That it's like that no one I think saw, but it was like a huge production. So I think I like delivered some shit to him on set, but I never really like met him.
Man,
But Adam McKay was very nice.
That's awesome.
that's very cool. He's such a genius.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, man?
I know.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Yeah, he was cool. So it was just like, I mean, I was not good at the job.
Who cares? That's not the point. The point
Yeah.
is to be a great hang and like
And to meet all the
some
right people.
Yeah, that's true.
It
I-
feels like you meet the right people and then you just keep on your
Yeah,
keep on trucking.
yeah. I feel like I've spread my tentacles in many different directions and a few things have stuck. So that's good.
Yeah. Can we
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about food
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And weed.
and weed?
Yeah.
Food, weed.
Oh
weed,
shit!
food.
What is our podcast?
Mhm.
Uh-huh. What do you think about both?
I love one, and the other one is like my bastard ex-boyfriend, which is weird. It would be weird if food was like my bastard ex-boyfriend. No, I used to be a fucking stoner, and yeah, I don't really do it anymore because it turned on me at some point. But I'm slowly getting back in, which is kind of fun, you
Mhm.
know.
When you say turned on you mean like the weed that you were used to consuming all of a sudden just didn't work for you, or
No, I mean like I started getting really bad emotional reactions
interesting?
to no matter what kind of weed I was having. It was just like I would get overwhelmed with thinking about all the terrible things that I was scared of happening.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it's not for you.
Yeah, I mean, I do it sometimes now, but nowhere near the rate when I was like inviting people over to watch public television at my house and smoke weed in the middle of the day, which I miss those days. You know?
What is it, like Antique Roadshow or something like
No,
that?
well, when I first moved to LA, like they don't have public access anymore, but it was just random shows that were on public access TV here that were so funny, and like where a lot of Tim and Eric found a lot of their like people that they end up casting, and just weird green screens full of people. And like one time I had a guy over, and there was one show it was just like a woman surrounded by like different dildos, and she wasn't even like really doing anything. She was just talking, but we were like, what is happening? Why is this also just on public access?
Yeah.
It was like a free for all. But I would spend a lot of days just getting really high and being like, come over and watch this to various people. So I miss that shit, but
Mhm.
Yeah, man,
Dry June, Mike.
I know.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
It's
how's
good.
it going?
Way better than I thought because exercise feels amazing, and it'd been a fucking minute since I like moved my body every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real. Like going and hiking and then eating more vegetables than I ever thought was possible seems to work, you know?
That's great.
Yeah, it's cool. But then when it gets to be like 2 a.m. and I'm not tired, we were talking on the last episode about it, like all this sugar, ice cream sandwiches from Trader Joe's,
Oh, yeah.
Ben and Jerry's. Yo, there's some good flavors out there, and they are important to me right now.
Yeah. They have topped versions now that are just basically like an inch of magic shell before you crack into
Oh
the
my
actual
God,
core.
Jesus.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, are you a sweet or a savory?
I mean both, but I love sweets, yeah.
Same.
I just found like a Tootsie Pop in my bag earlier.
Oh, yes.
Which is like not even that good, but it was like a very exciting discovery. I was like, yeah, afternoon treat. Yeah, but I think like I can go hard on sweets more than
Same.
they're both great.
Yeah, but okay. Can I ask you if you had your ideal watch a movie situation?
Okay.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it can be in the theater or it can be at your home where it's just you and maybe your boyfriend or just you alone. Like, what is your snack meal food situation for a great movie where you're treating yourself?
I mean, of course, like a big bowl of buttery popcorn.
Mm.
I can I'll make it myself probably if I want it, like, to really go for it.
100%. Especially because you can fill that whole pan up and it actually is like a lot of popcorn.
It is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then like probably like a Dr. Pepper and
I don't think anyone has ever said that on this podcast. A Dr. Pepper.
I'm thinking about
Subversive.
Dr. Pepper. And then I don't know, like, yeah, definitely a tub of like Ben and Jerry's, probably mint chocolate ice cream or mint chocolate cookie. Sorry.
Wait, is that like a Girl Scout situation?
It's basically it's like mint Oreos and they have full cookies in there. So there's big soft. It's like cookies and cream with mint and it's insane.
Oh fuck.
Fuck yeah. I'm going to try that tonight. I've
Yeah.
not had it.
Oh, it's very good.
Oh, shit.
Oh. And
Yeah.
honestly, not enough people talk about it, but when a mint chip melts, I think it's the best melt ice cream. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
well this one's a little bit different because it doesn't have the chips in it. It's like the cookies and cream like thing, so it's softer than the chip is or whatever. It's so
And
man,
cookie
it's
chunks.
yeah, it's insane. It's very good.
Shit.
They're
So I think that,
chunky.
yeah, and maybe then I guess and then some kind of like other savory thing like there's have you guys had Dots pretzels?
No.
No.
This is like pretzel. I randomly had this pretzel brand that's like insanely good that I just, if you see them anywhere, get them.
Dots.
Dots.
Got it.
Especially the honey mustard one. So probably a bag of those.
Is there a Utah specialty that you crave or miss that you grew up with?
God.
Yeah. The Lord. You know what's funny is like, oh my God, the foods that Utah's famous for are so boring. Green Jello,
Okay.
Huh.
funeral potatoes, which is like scalloped potatoes with cornflakes baked on top.
That sounds delicious.
They're very good, like a casserole.
And does it have to be a funeral to make them?
No, you can do them for anything. For someone
So
going
you
on
could
their
bring
mission,
them, like a child's birthday party. You could
Yeah.
bring funeral potatoes.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
any occasion, birthday. Yeah, change what they're called. But yeah, I mean, there's a few like restaurants and stuff I crave, but no like signature dish or anything. You know.
Do you want to let everyone know where they can listen to Lady to Lady and everything else?
Yeah, Lady to Lady is, on any of your podcast spots. We come out every Wednesday, and it's a good time. And check out Toxic, the Britney Spears Story. We won 2 Webbys, no big deal. Adam Scott also won a Webby, so I call him our peer now.
My dear friend.
My dear, my
colleague.
Yeah, colleague, Adam Scott. But yeah, I'm really proud of that. It was like the most I've ever worked on anything in my life. So if you want like more behind the story of how we fell into the Britney thing and the whole story just behind our conservatorships and conservatorships, the larger picture of them, because they affect a lot of people, listen to that. And you can get my album If I Did It, not on Spotify because they suck dick, but you can find it, just go to my Twitter and I have the link.
Nice.
At Babs Gray?
Yes, Babs Gray, at Babs Gray.
With an A, not an E.
Yes, all A's.
I was just spelling Babs in my head with an E, and I was like, Babs? How did that
Babs
work?
Gray. Babs Gray. That's my like alter ego.
Yeah, when you stir the pot too much.
Yeah. Awesome. This has been so great. Thank you so much for hanging with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, everyone check us out on IG at Weed and Grub. Email us at wg@weedandgrub.com.
Get that mint cookies and cream ice cream,
fucking
please.
Hell yeah.
Treat yourself.
And check out these two on any date that they're performing anywhere near you. Both of you are doing like fucking stand up in real life. And what a joy it is to see funny people like in the flesh again. So I'm looking forward to seeing your
I have
shows. What is your next show?
I have a monthly show at the Airliner in LA on the second Thursday of every month. So come check that out. It's a good time.
Nice.
The Airliner is a great stage and a great place to watch comedy. So definitely go to that.
Yeah,
show.
it's a really good spot. High gear comedy.
There it is.
Sweet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.